I would like to teach you are preparatory movements for the next tricks that we are going to look at. The first one is the 1.5 mount, and the second one is Buddha's Revenge, which lets the 1.5 mount jump from the left side to the right side and back and forth. Okay, let's look at the 1.5 mount. You start by throwing a trapeze-like movement, let the yo-yo swing over the left index finger, over the right index finger, and then you land the yo-yo in the string of the right index finger. So breakaway, over left, over right, and into the right string. If you can do the 1.5 mount, you can start to practice Buddha's Revenge. It works from a 1.5 that you swing the yo-yo over to the left side and put the left index finger into the string so that it looks like a double string. And then you swing the yo-yo over to the right side again and you are in a regular 1.5 move. This trick actually looks quite cool if you can perform it fast enough, and pros even play this today as beginning of their more complicated tricks. The windmill bind is also a great way to finish off this amazing trick. Alright, now comes White Buddha. And that's already it. Start with a 1.5 mount and let the yo-yo drop into the middle string. Then do an underpass with your left hand and let the yo-yo come to the left string and go into the string with the left hand. The final position is the same as in Buddha's Revenge, and you can get there by doing Buddha's Revenge, or you can do this step where you drop the yo-yo into the middle string and then get over to the left string. Now take your right thumb and put this right in between the two strings to open this gap up. Let the yo-yo jump off to the left side over your index finger and then untwist the strings so that the string lays loosely over your index finger. Then land the yo-yo on your right index finger and let your left index finger drop. Okay, now swing the yo-yo counterclockwise around your fingers one time, and the left hand will be sort of pinched so the index finger shows towards you, and the right hand will have the brother mount that we used in the roller coaster. So once again, 1.5 mount, swing over to the left, open up, let the yo-yo go through, untwist onto the right index finger, let the left hand go, swing it over, pinch the left hand, and there you are. In the next step, you will want to have the yo-yo drop off to the right side and then go directly into the left string. Now, similar to ripcord, let the yo-yo jump to the left into the string for a second time, and then what you do is you take the string that comes from your right index finger and you take it away from the left index finger so that there is a sort of a triangle opening up. And then you just let the left hand go, and that's White Buddha. So the more complicated the tricks get, it's quite clear that it's hard to learn it from watching it the first time. This is why we have also prepared a slow motion view for you.
Oben ziehen und dann fällt das Yo-Yo unten raus. Das ist White Buddha.
The next trick is my personal favorite when giving yo-yo shows because it looks really spectacular and the audience loves it. It's Eli hops and it's not even so complicated. To perform Eli hops, you start with a trapeze, and then the basic idea is to pull with your right hand so that the yo-yo jumps up into the air and then touches the string again. So basically after you have pulled strongly with your right hand, it's just a matter of being precise and landing the yo-yo on a string. If you have mastered the basic version of the Eli hop, try to do them faster, because the faster you do them, the harder they are. For competitions, the hands should touch when you lift the yo-yo into the air. So this means you pull up, the yo-yo goes into the air, you let your hands touch, and then you let the yo-yo jump back onto the string. After learning the competition Eli hops, you can try to land them behind your head. This means that when the yo-yo is up in the air, try to quickly bring your string behind your head and catch the yo-yo there.
Also, nach oben und dann schnell mit der Schnur hinter den Kopf.
And then you just release it again.
Und so hast du auch schon hier
So with this, you already have 3 versions of Eli hops.
dein neues Trickrepertoire erzählen kannst.
Our next trick, the Quidgy is already an advanced trick. You need to pop the yo-yo into the air 2 times and then catch it again 2 times, so this is already an advanced technique. But the good thing is, you already know all the positions that are needed for Quidgy. Start with a trapeze, and then in the next movement, you will want to pop the yo-yo up into the air, and then cross your hands. This means the right hand will have to go over the left hand, and the yo-yo has to land between those. Okay, so pop the yo-yo up, cross the hands, and land the yo-yo on the right index finger. If you turned the right hand over to the right side, you would be in the same position like in the 1.5 mount. And this is also what you do. You actually turn the right hand over, and then you keep crossing the left hand over the right hand. For the final part of this trick, you need to pop the yo-yo up again, and then cross the left hand over the right, so that both are in a normal position, and land the yo-yo in a double or nothing position. The tricky part about this trick is the final movement. To really move the left hand to the left side isn't that easy in the beginning, I would say. Therefore, please take a look at the slow motion, because for me it's also impossible to play this trick in a slow motion manner. I also need to catch it really quick.
Linke Hand nach links geht und ich das Jojo dann wie beim Double or Nothing auf der Schnur fange. Quidgy.
Our next trick, Pop and Fresh, also has to do with popping the yo-yo up. It starts in a Mach 5 position, and then you change your hands while popping the yo-yo up. This is how it looks, and now let's take a look how it works. You start in a split bottom mount and you go into the same position of Mach 5. So remember, go with your left hand around the yo-yo 2 times. Next, pop up the yo-yo and switch both hands while the yo-yo is up in the air. The right hand goes over the left side. Okay, once again, split button mount, Mark 5 position, pop the yo-yo up and switch the hands. Now in next step, you pop the yo-yo up again and you again switch the hands so that the right goes over the left. So with this trick, you don't have to focus too much on if you grab the string or not, because if you pop the yo-yo up and you change the hands just like I described, the strings will automatically follow. Up and switch, up and switch, up and switch, up and switch. When you have finished this trick, you can try to get a combination going. So for instance, atomic bomb, Mark 5, boing boing, and poppin' fresh. Welcome to level 4. This chapter includes only suicides, slacks, lacerations and whips, because those are very new tricks that look really spectacular and I think they deserve some place in this DVD. Suicide is one of my favorite tricks, because it is a great way to finish any trick that you do before you finally bind. However, it must be clear that you will probably not catch it in the first, second, third or even 10th try. So please don't get frustrated, but keep at it, it's really a cool trick. So the concept is that you have the string loop here, and this one goes around your right hand, and then it comes back and you catch it with the finger inside the loop. To understand the suicides, please watch the slow motion view, because I can only give you a little tips in this chapter. It's really hard to show this in a slow way. So the first tip is to always have a perfectly tensioned string. As you can see, I do catch the suicides because the loop is perfectly created, but if the string is really twisted, then you have no chance of creating a perfect loop. The second tip is to throw the yo-yo or the loop rather slowly, because if it flies rather slow, you have a chance to actually look where the loop is going and to be precisely in the loop with your finger. The next tip is to throw the yo-yo rather up than down. The loop that is opening up, if you throw the yo-yo up, is rather big, and if you throw it downwards, the loop is rather small. To summarize it, throw the yo-yo rather up, slowly, and really look at your target, and then you have the suicide. The good thing about suicides is that there are really many versions of this. You don't have to focus just on the basic one, but you can basically start it from any other position that allows you to throw a loop. So for instance, you could throw it into a Quijibo mount, or you could throw it into a double or nothing position, where you started from the 1.5 mount with just another somersault around your right hand, so that you have a loop to throw. I encourage you to come up with your version of suicide. You can